Hi everyone, it's Greg here, and this is your astrology and tarot forecast for the week starting the 3rd of February going through until the 10th of February 2014. And the way I'm going to do this reading is I'm going to give you a rundown of the astrological energies and themes that you need to be aware of. And then what I'll also do is I'll use the tarot to choose 3 signs of the zodiac which need to be aware of things going on this week in particular, so the top 3 things. So I don't look at every sign of the zodiac for the week, I just look at the 3 that are going to be affected most. So the first thing I want to have a look at this week, 3rd till the 10th, is something that I mentioned last week already, which is that Jupiter and Pluto are in opposition at the moment. Jupiter is in the 2nd house in Cancer and Pluto is in the 8th house in Capricorn. And what this means is that this is a real period of transformation for you in terms of your financial life and in terms of the connections you have with people and how you survive and how you earn a living and how you are in terms of your prosperity and your abundance. And really expect a real rebirth or a real transformation in that area. And just out of interest, I looked at how long this kind of constellation is there for, and obviously the planets move houses, but they're really in opposition with each other, which means there is a tension between the 2 of them until the middle of April. So really expect the first quarter of this year to be all about financial rebirth, transformation, and a real complete alteration of how you do things. So really expect to be earning money from somewhere else than you are earning it right now within the next 3 months. Mercury is currently in the 10th house of career and it's in Pisces. It went into Pisces on the 1st of February, which means that the way you communicate is going to be a lot more emotional than it has been up until now. So if you become aware that you are putting a lot of your feelings in there, just know that that's the change, and it's happened on the 1st. The other thing about Mercury is that it actually goes retrograde on the 8th of February, which is coming Saturday. And someone mentioned this to me on YouTube yesterday, that she sees that Mercury retrograde, particularly because she's a Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. She sees this as a period of she should really stay inside and hide under the bed sort of thing. And I wrote a message that I really disagree with that, because when Mercury goes into retrograde, the stereotypical thing is that computers stop working and that you can't communicate in the way you want. And that's often true, but I really see it as not necessarily a negative where you have to completely stop living your life. I don't see it that way at all. I see it that your existing channels of communication or the way you do things are blocked, alter, and you have to find new ways of doing things. And it's often a period of not particular ease, but it's often a real period of progress for people because they have to look at different ways of doing things. And Mercury goes retrograde on the 8th and it lasts until the 27th. So expect February to be about speaking differently, about communicating differently, about finding an alternate way of communicating your thoughts and ideas to other people. The moon is in its first quarter on the 6th of February, and it's in the sign of Taurus in the 12th house. The 6th of February will be a great day for you to really nurture yourself and take care of yourself. And the thing you're really going to respond to is by appealing to your own physical nature. So, doing something physical like exercise or something to do with the body, but also adding a spiritual element to it because it is in the 12th house. So meditation, visiting a spa day, qigong, yoga, something like that is going to serve you massively on the 6th in particular. So really look at what kind of exercise you enjoy, what you could do for yourself, and how you can treat yourself on that day. Moving back to Jupiter, on the 10th of February, it moves from the 2nd house into the 1st house. Jupiter is the planet of fortune and luck, and because it moves houses, it means that lucky kind of energy. It moves from your financial life and money coming in, particularly this week, and it shifts, the focus shifts to yourself and your sense of self-identity, who you are as a person. And if you watch my daily tarot readings, that's really a very big theme this week, that you become much more your own boss, and you become much more certain of who you are as a person, and you become much more strong about that and less apologetic. And that really has to do with this Jupiter energy changing. So really this week, be aware of that shift into you becoming your own boss, your own kind of person who says what's what, who's in charge, and who's your own authority figure. And that's wonderful, because you do have your own dreams. You are in this lifetime to achieve what you want, and this week you take ownership of that. Right. I'm going to move into this part of the reading now, where I look at the tarot cards, and I've drawn 3 cards. The first card is the Lovers, and let me just show you there. And in this deck, it's actually described as the Decision, and it's ruled by Mercury. So the people affected most by this card, really, and let me hold it up a bit longer so you can have a look at it, is Virgo and Gemini, who are ruled by Mercury. And because Mercury goes into retrograde as well, it means that Gemini and Virgo, your decisions and your personal beliefs and the way you get those across and communicate them is really going to be challenged this week. You're really going to have to find alternatives. You're really going to have to find a different way of doing things, and you'll make a lot of progress because of that. The next card is the Tower, and the Tower has to do with Aries. Now for you, Aries, this week, expect a deconstruction to your existing framework. Expect something to a major event to happen. It doesn't necessarily need to be a crisis, but it will be something that makes a big impact on your life and how you see things. So that's for Aries in particular. And really, this has to do with the transformational side of your financial life as well. So really expect a real upheaval in terms of your own finances and the way you earn your money this week. Finally, in my top 3, we've got the Hermit, which is ruled by Neptune in this deck. Neptune is the planet that rules Pisces in the zodiac. So this is a message for you, Pisces, in particular. You're going to be very much looking within, going on an inward journey and finding a real depth of being and meaning, and you're going to find a way of communicating that in your life and in your life circumstances. So Pisces, for you, this is an important week of self-realization. So really just expect to find out about yourself. And I mentioned that before about Jupiter moving into the first house of identity and self-awareness and self-knowledge. And Pisces, you're going to be really the sign of the zodiac most affected by this, in terms of knowing who you are as a person, as a human being, as a spiritual being, and you're the one who's going to make the most progress in terms of finding out about yourself. So that's really the astrological and tarot influences for the week from the 3rd to the 10th of February. If you have any questions or feedback, please leave that on here on the YouTube channel. If you'd like a personal reading with myself, then just send me an email. The email is readings@gregoryscott.co.uk. And you can also find me on Facebook, facebook.com/GregoryScott444. So thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.